This is Murder in the Morning with Tony Bruschi and Stacey Cole.
Oh, Lori Vallow Daybell, more adventures are about to begin, everyone. If you're maybe, I don't know, staying home for a few days, maybe you're sick with the COVID or the flu or the whatever, it's springtime, that stuff goes around. You got some good viewing coming up. The trial of Lori Vallow Daybell is about to begin. The jury is in. Lori Daybell will now face her second murder-related trial, this time in Arizona, and she's doing it her way. Lori's doing it her way.
Yes, she is.
She should like sing that at the trial. It would be great. I'm doing it my way, melting my kids in buckets.
At this point, would that surprise you? It wouldn't surprise me.
Like a Lori Vallow karaoke hour?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting. As in, she's representing herself. The woman already sentenced to life in prison for the murders of her children and fifth husband's former wife is now stepping into a courtroom again, only this time it's as her own attorney. If you thought the case couldn't get any more bizarre, here we go. 12 jurors and 4 alternatives were selected in just 2 days. Down in Maricopa County. You think that I'm really curious. I'm wondering why this went so quick. I'm guessing because Lori's her own attorney and doesn't know how to select jurors and how that process works, because you have a big say in that. Can you imagine being a juror being questioned and being questioned by Lori Vallow Daybell in that process?
You know, what strikes me as interesting is the breakdown of the jury. It's mainly men.
Wow.
Was this intentional? Think about how she gets men in her web and under her spell, so to speak. Maybe this was intentional, that she's going to try to sway them and pull them into her web.
She can like offer, like she can give them coupons, like join me in jail for conjugal visits.
Well, you know, just a hypothetical wink and a nod. You know,
buy one get one free, set me free, or you're not setting her free. She's still going back to prison, but.
It just struck me as weird that it wasn't a split. It wasn't like a 6 to 7. It's, what is it, like 13 to?
I don't know, but
yeah,
wow.
It's a weird breakdown.
I didn't know it could be that. I don't know. You could have a jury that's that dramatically split.
13 men and 3 women.
I've never heard of such a split jury.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, this feels really intentional.
Wow.
Doesn't it?
That's weird.
It is weird, but maybe she thinks that women wouldn't be sympathetic to her case, but men might.
I don't think men are going to be sympathetic to her case because it's about her murdering her husband.
Yeah, I think you're right, but
but in Lori's mind,
get into her head.
In Lori's mind, her femme fatale wilds will just bring them all in for more.
All she has to do is strut back and forth in front of that jury box, and they'll just be under her spell, and they can't help it. She's innocent, not guilty. Look at her. That's who knows what's going on in her brain, but I wouldn't put it past her.
She's looking pretty rough these days. The final panel includes, 13 men and 3 women. It's right in front of me, who were sworn in and instructed by the judge Tuesday afternoon. Their job? Decide whether Lori Vallow Daybell conspired to murder her 4th husband, Charles Vallow. Here's what's alleged. On July 11th of 2019, Charles Vallow went to Lori's house in Chandler, Arizona to pick up his son, JJ. That's when Alex Cox, Lori's brother, shot him. Cox claimed it was self-defense. No charges were ever filed against him because, in a twist of either karma or tragic coincidence or God just saying, you gotta go now, depending on how you see it, he died in December of 2019. Natural causes.
Wink.
In air quotes, just 5 months after Charles was killed. So now it's Lori on trial. Prosecutors say she wasn't just a bystander. They claim she was in on it. Conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. If the jury agrees, she could be looking at another life sentence. Note that not that it really changes a whole lot here, but she's already serving life in Idaho for the deaths of JJ, Tylee, and Tammy Daybell. She'll never get out from that. How about the setup here? The trial will run Monday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. There you go. There's your time. Arizona time. Video camera will be put in the courtroom with a 30-minute delay for live streaming. So, yes, you can watch this unfold just with a little bit of lag. It's better than last time. Last time we just had audio from the courtroom. This time we get to see it all. We get to see Lori in action. This is the double feature you've been waiting for. Lori will be navigating the courtroom solo, but not entirely alone. She has 2 advisory attorneys, a paralegal, and an investigator in her corner, kind of. I mean, have you seen these people's reactions in their videos? Like when she's in court, they look like they'd rather be anywhere but next to Lori Daybell.
Yeah, they look like they could use a Snickers.
Or break off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
Yeah.
Or downing a bottle of vodka. Still, she'll be doing the heavy lifting, questioning witnesses, making objections, and deciding whether to testify.
Oh, help us all.
She's kind of like like, how would that even work? Would she be questioning herself?
I know, I read how this works. So what they would do, and I don't know if it's in our story or not, because I saw several versions of this. She would write out the questions beforehand, give them to the judge, and the judge would have somebody else read them to her. So she creates her own questions.
Yeah.
And someone else reads them to her.
And that would be great. And then Cross comes in, and then she's completely screwed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Again, we are poking a rabid, dying animal with a flaming stick by doing this trial.
On the side of the road.
On the side of the road.
Yeah.
That's like, I think it's kind of dead. It's like zombie-ish almost. Like, just put it out of its misery. Mm-hmm. And if she does choose to take the stand, she won't be able to ask her own questions directly. The judge has ruled that she'll need to write them down ahead of time and have someone else read them aloud. It's like, trial Mad Libs, basically. And you really don't know what you're going to get. You really don't. Yeah. On the other side of the courtroom, you've got Maricopa County Deputy Attorney Trina Kay leading the prosecution. Opening statements kick off Monday. So we got to wait till Monday, really? All that?
Yep.
Okay. From there, we'll see how Lori Vallow Daybell handles being the accused and the defense. She's not fighting for freedom. She's already locked away for life, but the case it's twisted through many deaths and doomsday beliefs and courtroom chaos. She's still not going down lightly. She's going to try and clear her name on the death of Charles and the attempted murder of Brandon Boudreaux. Let's take a look at some of her in court just the other day.
I'm not going to keep rehashing this with you. The fact that he's using different IP addresses and not messaging through the actual phone number that's protected, I think is part of the problem. So if he's not using the program correctly, that's an issue you need to take up with your attorney.
How is he using it incorrectly?
I just told you. He's not messaging through the phone number. He's using different IP
How
addresses.
can you message other than the phone number? I don't understand that.
I don't understand that either, but if it was from the phone number and it's for his cell phone, for example, it would be the same IP address for each communication. There's like 4 or 5 IP addresses.
Where are the IP addresses coming from? They're given to you by the state?
They're right there listed on the messages.
I'm just saying, where are they obtaining those from?
From your attorney's messages to you?
From MCSO?
Yeah.
Did they get IP addresses for every single person of every single message communication on the text from MCSO?
Well, it's listed on the messages, so I assume so. It says Craig Durham, and then under it is the IP address from the device that's being used.
Okay, and then Miss K is reading all of these messages, and they're not privileged. Is that what you're coming to?
They're not privileged if you're not using the program or your attorney's not using the program correctly. Okay, they're still not going to be allowed to use any of these messages. What I'm saying is they're inadvertent disclosure by MCSO because someone's not using the program correctly doesn't mean that they had bad faith in how they got them. They made
How is he using it incorrectly?
I don't know how else to explain it to you. I've told you 5 different times now. So he's not messaging with the phone number. He's messaging from different IP addresses.
Okay, can I ask if these messages are being disseminated anywhere to Idaho, to the prosecutors in Idaho? Because that's definitely affecting my appeal if that's the case.
He is such a patient man.
Oh,
I've
my
said that
God.
time and time again. I think he must have teens at home Don't you think? I mean,
Yes.
I don't know anything about him, but I bet he's got kids at home. And
I bet he has teen girls at home.
fights just like this.
I'm going to put money that he has teen girls at home.
Yep. That's what it feels like.
It's like, I just told you this. Why are you arguing? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you what you want to hear. What is the problem?
I'm telling you that the sky is blue and the sun is up.
No, it's not, Dad. It's green. This is what you think.
You know, just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very good at reasoning with this child.
He's very good at reasoning with this child, and this child's about to have her big day in court, and it's gonna be exciting. Let's, as we did yesterday. Let's close on watching a little bit of Lori Vallow exploding in court. Because she's wearing the belt. This is the power of AI. We'll leave you on this happy note today of watching Lori in a bit of a supernatural state. Let's take a look.
So wrong. Yeah, if you're not seeing this on the YouTube channel, you need to. Boom! She just explodes, like, into the heavens.
And then she like kind of does like some possessed type stuff where she like rises from the ground and sparks come out. Oh, the thing is, I think Lori Vallow Daybell believes she might actually hold those powers. That's the scary part of her. Be really scary if this actually does happen in court, which, you know, at this point, I'm not going to, cross anything out as being a possibility.
Craving non-stop true crime updates? Press subscribe now and get the latest cases, analysis, and expert commentary delivered straight to your feed, only from the Hidden Killers podcast and True Crime Today. She was the perfect wife. Always smiling, always supportive. A pillar of the community, beloved by friends, adored by family, and secretly researching undetectable poisons in her spare time. Maybe it was the way he chewed. Maybe she just got bored. Or maybe, just maybe, she had been planning this since the honeymoon. But if he had just paid attention, if he had just known what to look for, if he had only subscribed to True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts and learned the red flags, he could have heard every episode of Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi, ad-free, and before everyone else. He could have seen it coming. Instead, he's 6 feet under, and she's shopping for husband number 2. Don't be like him. Subscribe now to True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts.